you're very welcome back to yet another episode of One Eye, One Life with your host, Ebony Devlin. From my previous videos and podcasts on this channel, you will know that I'm suffering from stage 5 chronic kidney disease, which requires me to get dialysis 3 times a week. In today's show, I'll be giving you behind-the-scenes access of what it's really like to be on dialysis 3 times a week. Includes on my days off, and I'll be giving you behind the scenes access of what it's really like battling, cornea failure, as well as kidney disease all at the same time. Without any further ado, let's get on with the show. If you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Ebony, and I talk about my life. I post videos and I talk about my life on the One Eye, One Life podcast, the one that you're listening to now. And part of my life right now is the fact that I have to go on dialysis for stage 5 chronic kidney disease that I got when I was 18 years old. And I post videos about it, as you know, and actually, as a disclaimer, I actually post the videos that you see 5 minutes after I get on the machine, just so I'm not drunk. Now, that was a little bit of a joke, but in this video, I'm also gonna talk to you about the severity of dialysis and how difficult it is. Now, it's not all fun and games, and I might joke, I like to joke and I like to say, I'm worse than the Bee Gees. I'm staying alive. In all seriousness, though, it is the only way that I can stay alive until I get my transplant. Now, if you haven't seen my Watch Me on My Life-Saving Treatment video, I recommend you watch it, just so you can get a in-depth sort of look on what dialysis is really like, what it physically looks like on the machine. This, as I said at the top of the show, is basically going to be a behind-the-scenes look of what it's really like, what it's like to be on life-saving treatment. If you've already watched that video of me on dialysis and you're still not sure what it actually entails and you don't fully understand it, basically dialysis is about cleaning out the blood and spinning it around the machine and putting it back through into the body again. I have this treatment for 3.5 hours every 3 days, every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. This treatment, however, can last up to 5 hours, depending on how old the patient is and how bad their kidneys are failing. People assume that, because you're lying down and all you have to do is sit there for 3.5 hours or 4 hours or, essentially just the time you're supposed to be there for. People think that, it gives you full of energy, it makes you full of energy and you're bursting for the day, but actually it's the complete and utter opposite. For that whole day, in fact, after you get the treatment, you're in the recovery stage. You're extremely tired, you can't really do anything. I definitely couldn't film, I couldn't even record the podcast on after a day of dialysis, after 3.5 hours of dialysis. I just couldn't do it. It's just impossible. You're basically in bed all day and, well, not all day, but you basically just feel so tired. It's like you're on drugs. Which leads me on to the next part of dialysis, which is that sometimes they actually do give you drugs. The drugs are used to regulate substances in the body. So, for example, I use a drug that regulates my iron supply. And oh my God, does it make me feel like absolute crap. Not only am I really, really tired due to the dialysis itself, I'm now screwed over because of this drug that was given to me. It might be easier to understand if I speak to you like this. So basically, think about it like this. You're going to a bar, with your friends, and you have no intention of drinking for that evening whatsoever, but then all of a sudden they say, oh, come on, drink with us, and then it turns into this 3.5 hour drinking session, and then on Saturdays, you go to the pub again, and it's, what do you know, it's drug day, and that you're screwed because, you're stoned and stoned all at the same time, it's really, really bad. On drug days, it actually takes, or rather Saturdays, it takes a long, long, long time to actually get over it. More time actually to get over it than it would if I was just on dialysis, normally. On my days off, which is on a Monday, Wednesday and a Friday, I usually would go for coffee and, hang around with my mom, and we would go to the shops and look at clothes and, all that sort of window shopping, all that sort of girly stuff. But due to the current state of the world right now, I can't. No one can, funny enough. And I do know that we are slowly getting back to normality with 4 people meeting now. Due to my current condition, I cannot take part in any of these meetings. If battling with stage 5 chronic kidney disease wasn't bad enough, I have to fight cornea failure as well. My cornea, long story short, I know a lot of you know this, by the way, but if you don't, long story short, I started to develop cornea failure in 2013, and it went on from there. My cornea has gotten so bad that the doctors have even thought about giving me a cornea transplant to save my sight. The way that they're hoping this will work is taking my right cornea out of my right eye, which I'm actually blind in, and swapping the left cornea for that one. In order for this to happen, however, the doctors recommend for me to be totally blind. Therefore, there isn't a risk of me losing my sight due to the cornea transplant not working. Due to the damaged cornea, I basically see blurriness every single day of my life, pretty much, and the only way that the blurriness will go away is if I get a cornea transplant. So essentially, I'm kind of stuck in a way. So I guess until I get the cornea transplant, so basically for the foreseeable future, I'll be blurry. My eyes will be blurry. So that's it for today's podcast. I hope you enjoyed it and found the topic of discussion informative. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, like and share it. While you're at it, you might as well subscribe to get the latest on my videos. And hit the bell button so you're notified for when I post next. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you in the next podcast/video.